So we have here today, well, it's a pleasure having here today Víctor Monigote and Carlos Ayerbe, who are going to talk about their short. We would have loved to project it, but we can't because of the rules of the Academy, because it has been presented for the Goya Award, so we cannot project it here today. We cannot show it, but they are going to talk to us about their short, which is a short that has the support of the region of Madrid. It has the financial support of the region of Madrid. So big round of applause for both of them. You'll see what I'm talking about now.
Udala cobra Nikrom. Makam. Udala.
Ancagua. Totomen.
Ancagua totomen Udala Nikrom. Nikrom Makam Udala.
I think that nobody here speaks troglodyte. Maybe some people in the room do speak it, but some people who are connected to the streaming have not really understood. Have you seen the short or haven't you seen it? Yes, no, yes, no. Well, then this is useless. So speaking troglodyte is useless, but this can be used. This can be used. I'm going to keep it there. But all of my notes are in troglodyte. What am I to do? Oh, that's true. No, Tantanka, no, we cannot say that, can we? Okay, we'll just make it up as we go. Just show something and we'll think about what we can do. Oh, we're going to show you our reels. Autumn Ideas, our producing company that we have inaugurated with this short one. And then we'll think about what we can feed you later. Pump up the volume. So big round of applause to all of you, because you are the ones who allowed for this to happen and have allowed us to get all the way here, and you have actually collaborated by clapping hands with no rhythm whatsoever, but I know that you have put your heart in it. So I know that being a rhythmic is actually beautiful, so don't worry. And we have come to talk about the experience that we have had this last year with our short in different festivals, and we wanted to give you some suggestions after some of the things that have happened to us, to give you some recs, so that when you create your own short and you need to distribute it and present it in festivals, we will tell you what has worked for us, what we liked, what we didn't like, and in general tell you about our experience and also our vision, because it's true that, well, we do things differently to other directors and so on, and you will see that later on, but it's all based in choosing your path, your life path, and following it through. So our festival experience has made us do different things, because in life we're here just to have fun, and we make this sure to have fun, and we obviously need money, but that is the secondary priority. The first thing is trying and be happy, and that's the first advice we want to share with you, because you need to try and be happy, because you're going to be working a lot. So the first thing that I wanted to say about festivals is that we love festivals, especially the small ones. We have been to big festivals and small festivals, and just to give you an anecdote, there was a big festival where we almost had to pay to watch our short. Yes, festivals are actually very good, but it's not always perfect. So
2 o 3 festivales.
So, but there were 2 or 3 festivals where they said, if you want to be with the famous people in the red carpet, then you have to pay 47 euros. And I was like, what? We don't have money to pay for those things. If we had money to pay for those things, we would invest it in the short film. Yes, for a big festival, what they like is movies and famous, so short films are usually in a second circuit, you could say, a second row, and within the short films, then the animation ones, which are the ones that we deal with, don't even have a room in that second circuit. So once again, try to be happy with what you're doing, try and be passionate about it, because you're not going to be celebrated for it, because as my associate just said, festivals, usually leave short films to the end. It's not even the tail of the lion, it's actually the head of the mouse, and the animation shorts are the tail of the mouse. So we're at the end of the end. And then you have small festivals in wonderful little places where people are amazing, where we have wonderful anecdotes, where we really had loads of fun. So it's where you're really well treated, and you have a dinner with the mayor, and they actually serve the food in their own homes. Well, we had a wonderful dinner last weekend, an Italian in Gandia, and the festival in Gandia, cartoons. They invited us to their terrace in their home to a wonderful dinner. And something that is amazing about small festivals is that, I'm sorry, thank you so much, because it was actually making so much noise because of the beard. Thank you. It was a centimeter too low. No, I'm sorry, it's not working either. No, it's gone down. It's gone down again. No, I'm really sorry, the interpreter apologizes, but the microphone is still not in the right spot. It's still making loads of noise. So they're in the NASA. They're actually directing everyone. No, I'm losing thread of what I wanted to say. And where was I? I was saying that something great about small festivals, especially short festivals and animation festivals, is that there is something that cannot be found in other festivals, and you'll see that when you have the possibility of attending, which is the brotherhood and sisterhood that can be found amongst animation professionals. It's a great place for you to be with your colleagues, because only you will know the work that short entails, something that other people in festivals don't know about. Actors, actresses, live action people don't know about this, because an animation short is something that has to be done because you're passionate about it, because you love it. You work a lot, you have to spend loads of money, and you never get that money back unless it is a business card for the next project. As an example of what we're saying, I'm going to show you a few pictures of a festival we visited this summer, which was amazing.
Yo me voy a mover por aquí, que pasa, tengo micro de diadema.
Ahí, como siempre, con nuestras máscaras dando el callo. Pero
This is Moncayo Festival, and you can see how amazing the place is. As you can see, it was completely full. Completely full. It was completely full. But there were, no, don't laugh so much, because there were other people behind these people. So, and you just stayed there, had a beer with the people there, and it was so. And look at the environment, what an amazing place. And that's that's where people were sitting. You see to the left, that's where people were sitting before the projection. I mean, they're emptied there, but during the screening, they were filled. Those spots were filled. So big festivals, it's chaos. They don't listen to us. They don't take into account that we have to pay to see it. But then small ones, they're amazing because really thank you for going there and presenting your short and for being there and doing a bit of a show and being with them. Because what you do is you're also supporting that festival, so it's a bit of a symbiosis. Because you benefit from the festival, people will see your short and you enjoy life and you spend a weekend in a wonderful place and you eat good food and you know wonderful people and you're with colleagues from your profession, because it's the people who are here in this room. Because I think that the big bosses, they don't know how much short movie costs, but we need to go to these festivals to make new friends, to know people. And so you have to look for happiness and friends. And secondly, those friends work in this field and you can then hire them for your next project. So that is amazing. Okay, now Elena has already said that we cannot show the full short, but we're going to show you the trailer for those of you who haven't seen the short, so that you know what we're talking about, so that you know that we don't just walk down the street with masks on our faces. This just has to do with the short.
Otomaidias presents
Por supuesto.
Yes, obviously we're going to talk about festivals and our experience, advice, anecdotes, but we're also open to answering your questions. If you want to ask questions about the process of how we got to this point as well, we're also open to those questions, because that's why we're here, because we're here to share all of our tricks, because that's how this animation family works. So let's talk about the distribution of the short, because it also happens to us. Sometimes you just think about finishing the short, but when you finish your short, when you end, that's not where things end, that's where things start, which is, what do I do with my short now? And with a short, you obviously have to distribute it through festivals, because you don't have the possibility of screening it in cinemas. There is no market for shorts. You only can distribute it through festivals. So distribution is basic. So if you ever make a short movie, you have to understand that it's not easy, and you have to have some money put aside. You have to have, or at least a piece of your brain has to be left aside, because many festivals require a registering fee. You have to register to many different festivals to be selected. So don't think that we who seen that our short is being very successful. No. I mean, it's going to many different festivals, because we are registering to many different festivals. So for you to get an idea, we have inscribed or registered to over 500 festivals the world over. And the rate of selection that we get is around 1 every 5 or 1 every 6 festivals, for instance. We have gotten 25 awards, selection 70. This is actually dated now. It's obsolete, just like us, because it's old. But this is just for you to see that we have all of these selections, all of these awards, and it seems that there's a lot of them, but actually it's a lot of them. And let me just go here. This is what we have done. There are hundreds of festivals, 548 festivals, and it is very difficult to manage all of this. It's crazy, really, but it's the only way. It's the only way of getting a selection and getting awards. It's, if you don't buy a lottery ticket, you will never get it. You will never get the award. So the budget of the short needs to include some money. I did something, didn't I? No, it was me, I think. So here you see it. So for those 548 festivals, we have had to pay 1,500 euros, almost 1,500 euros in registration fees. And if we get awarded something in one of the festivals, that money has to be left aside so that we can go to the next festival. Because in some festivals, they don't pay for your housing or your travel expenses or anything. So the awards for some festivals are paying for the trip for the next festival. So if that chain breaks, then we will have to pay out of our own pockets. But for now, things are going well, and we actually do a video, which is fun, and we send it and so on. We will give you some examples of what we do when we cannot go to a festival, what we send them and so on. So what we said, you have to leave some money aside, because the short is not over until you haven't distributed it, because having a short and putting it in just a drawer is useless. It's like not having done anything. So you can also hire a company, you can distribute it yourselves, obviously, but that's really hard as well. So what I mean to say is that distributing your own short is very difficult. We have friends who have their shorts, and they say, how can you reach so many places? Because of all the money that we have spent in the short, we have 0.07% that was left aside so that we can pay for the registration fees and go to the different festivals. Because otherwise, these people we have met who don't have a distributing company have only been able to reach 4 festivals, and in 4 festivals you cannot win in all 4 festivals and be selected in all 4 festivals. The rate is bad. Obviously, the odds are very bad. So you either have loads of different contacts and you're a distributor and you know how to manage all of those things, or it's just easier to deal with your things. Do you fix your shoes when they break? You don't, right? Or when your car is down, do you do it on your own, or do you go to a garage where they fix it? Do you do it on your own? Do you fix your own car? Does someone fix his own car? Oh, you do. Yes, but you're not a young person. Well, that's true. I'm not young. It's true. So what I mean to say is that you have to do what you know best. So do the animation, and the distribution can be done by someone else, pay for it, and everything will work best if you do it that way. That is the main advice. So we talked about distribution. Let's talk about marketing now. Oh yes, that's fundamental. It is basic. They need to remember you. Yes, you have to really use everything you have at hand to make noise so that people will listen to you, and you can generate empathy, not with a jury, but at least with the audience in the festivals. An award that we really love is the public award. Why? Because we want to win these awards, not to be liked by 4 or 5 people in the jury. We do it so that the audience, the public in general, the mass, really enjoy life, and they get this message, and they tell the story, and they hear what you're telling about something that's in your heart, and that is what we're doing, and that's why we're doing it. So we did it just so that people would look at us. As you can see, that's why we're wearing masks, because we like people looking at us. But what is this? What is this? What are these things? What are these things? These are skulls. No, it's marketing. They're not skulls. This is marketing. It can be more or less expensive. You can spend money in t-shirts or caps or whatever, hats. And how many have we created? 3. 1 for the technical director, 1 for the producer, and 1 for me, the director. 3 hats. We could have manufactured 28, but we didn't have the money to do that. So that's marketing. So marketing is fundamental. And if you don't have the money, you can always have other marketing, or the masks. That's a great example. It's an amazing example. So, or you can speak troglodyte. I will tell you how that came about. Yes, actually, I'm going to take this so that I can actually use it as a pointer, because we're here in marketing festivals, masks, presentations. So here you see, don't you like my bone? So how come we started speaking troglodyte? I remember one of the first awards that we were given, we thought about the masks, and I told him, how about we start speaking troglodyte when we wear our masks? And he said, of course I can do that. And that's how it started, and we haven't stopped since then, and we love it. And we decided to do it all the time because people liked it, and it was fun, and people just laughed, and people don't remember about the short where someone who came and said, I want to thank my mother, my father, and my team who helped me do this short, thank you so much, and then they leave with their award. No, that's sad, isn't it? You have to actually pump people up, because that way people will remember you, whatever you do. If you act like a monkey, or you burn your piano as Jerry Lewis would have done, you have to just have people look at you. That's fundamental. It is basic when you're selling whatever product you're selling. Marketing. And an example all of these things. What happened here? I didn't want to do this. You're doing loads of things that you don't want to do. Yes, I know. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. So the masks is marketing, as you can see. So we have, there is one that's not real, that has been actually photoshopped. It's obvious, you can see which one it is, but that's a bit of a wishful thinking kind of thing, and this is something that makes us happy, and it makes you happy, it makes us happy, and when you go through festivals you spend a year in full happiness, and it is something that might not repeat itself. So we want to live the present and enjoy these festivals as though it were the last time we were going to be there, because it might be the last time you're there. So we're just having fun, and we try to do everything that we can, and all of the pictures that they will publish are these pictures, because they say these are the awardees, and then we have these idiots here who are dressed as monkeys. So people love this, and what I said previously, when you do these presentations and when you have these happenings, when you introduce your short and your project, the award that interests people is the public award, the audience award, and people love these details, and for us to be so close to them, because not only do they like the short, but they also vote for you. They vote for you because you're fun, so you get a little award, and maybe it's 300-400 euros, because we will talk about how much they pay in each of these festivals. That's something we will be talking about later. Let's look at a short video so that you see how we make our presentations, and also what I was telling you about previously, when we can't go to a festival, what it is that we usually send, so that you see what we do. For instance,
Macam.
well, I'm going to take this mask off because many of you don't speak troglodyte, and it's normal. We're really sorry not to be there with you physically to introduce this short, the short one, because this short is not really a short. It's a short movie. It's a very small movie where we tell loads of things in a very short time that are very thrilling and very important. And I just wanted to make a short presentation and to thank the jury for having selected us, and I want to thank the whole audience who's here for being here, for giving their support to cinema, to small format cinema, and that's all. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy it. Prehistory is the future.
Hello, everybody. We hope you enjoyed the short film as much as we did it. Akova! Nico! Makan! With the unexpected ending, we want to make visible a problem of today's society. Prehistory is the future!
We're really sorry not being able to be at Orcasitas with you today. This award is amazing, and we really want to thank the jury for having taken into account our dear short one. During a year where there is a very high level quality of short films presented. Thank you all very much. Thank you, everyone. Prehistory is the future.
Bien.
Okay, so as you have seen, you have to speak languages because sometimes you're selected in foreign countries. We've been in Tokyo, in Texas, in Slovenia, in places where they speak English, in places where they speak Italian. So as you can see, our English is, well, it's our producer's English. It's troglodyte English. Well, it's a shy English. So whatever we do, I'm very lucky that my associate and producer is as dumb as I am. So I can convince him to play dumb with me and do this Joker kind of thing, and we just have fun. And then when you're doing a presentation, well, I'd rather it was fun, and instead of saying, hello, I want to introduce my short, which I did with lots of love, and I wanted to thank all of the people who collaborated in it, because I really want to thank my family, my daughters, and my wife who must be there. Now, what's best? That presentation of your short or the one that we did? I mean, they're going to see your short. You have to try and be funny. That's our vision of things. That's our vision of life. But you can do it in your own way, obviously. And now, following along with the marketing side of things, I have, Victor has already talked about it, but the key in merchandising is to really focus on it. As I said, it's basic. As Victor has said, we have done all sorts of things, and you don't need much money. What you need is imagination. I'm going to give you an example. No, you need money, but when you don't have money, you need imagination. No, well, it's not mandatory to have money. You need to have imagination. You either have money or imagination, but you cannot work without either of them. This is us getting our kids ready. We had a presentation party for the short when we finished it, and you see we have these key rings that we have here. These key rings. Wait a second. We said, let's create silex key rings because, well, maybe not silex, but some stones that we can paint. We will go to the river, we will get some stones, and we will give people a stone with one's logo. So who will do it? Well, me, because I'm the dumb one who knows how to draw. I mean, you know how to draw, but you don't do it well. And I'm the one who knows how to do it well. So I had to do the drawings. And I thought, well, since we're there, let's find silex, because when I investigated this, I thought there's no money, so we have to have imagination. So I thought, where are there places where I can find silex in Spain? But it seems that in the M50 in Madrid, there is silex there, and I thought, well, there is a deposit of silex, so I can just cut it. I can cut it. If a troglodyte did it, can I not do it? Well, no, actually, it's not easy. When I had already crushed 3 of my fingers, I thought, well, maybe in Amazon they have silex that is already cut, and we found them at €1 or 0.50 cents. So we purchased 100, and they're 3 centimeters wide. So we created these key rings, and obviously Victor painted them one by one. Yes, obviously the whole family and his family, my family, were around the table, tying knots and cutting string and doing the whole thing. So it was a bit of a chain work, you know. So you either have money or you have friends to do it with them, and you have to do something that people will remember your product, your project, your idea. So we created these key rings, and we also manufactured these caps, these hats, as I told you, but not many because we didn't have the money to have more. And we also had cups. We had some cups that you can see at the beginning. So we were really throwing house over the window, as they say in Spain. So we also have this work procedure that we set up the night before we gave them away. We had to work until 2 a.m. We also had some corn, some fried corn, and it's basic. You have to feed your workers because we said that we were giving a survival kit, and in that survival kit you have to have some food. If it were my house, it would have been ham, but since it was your home, it was Coke and corn, fried corn. But it actually worked. It worked. So then, as a key for survival, we also had this image of Saint One. We always have it in our wallet. I don't know if you've ever done a short, but what happened to you? Look at you. You're having the shivers. What didn't you like? I don't know. I was cold. It seemed that a spirit came into your body. What happened to you? We were like, your face changed. I thought, wow, what's happening? Yes, you have been possessed. I was actually scared. I lost thread of what I was saying. I don't remember the images, the saint's image. So these images are always in our wallet because, as I was saying previously, those who have been in projects such as this one, you know that 99% of these projects are projects where at some point things start going awry. You don't have the project, you don't have the time, you cannot finish it, you don't have the money, you don't have more time, you have been given money, but you have to present it on September 11th before 10 p.m. and it's 10 p.m. and you haven't finished half of your short. So what you do is you pray to Saint One. So we created this image and we gave it to the whole team and to all of our friends so that we all prayed to Saint One. And when they prayed, we asked them to please say this psalm. So I'm actually going to invite you to pray with us, and we will pray thinking of the Goya Awards, because there are different ways of getting to the jury and the public. First is buying ham. You can always buy hams for people, and that is a very direct way of getting there. And then the other way is being friendly and having people like you and giving money in envelopes, or music. Music always reaches the heart. And if we all sing together, united in friendship, you will see that the ambience will be different. Maybe you will love me less, but you will love him more. So music unites the heart. So play the music.
La letra es muy sencilla.
So the lyrics are very, very simple. That's the lyrics. So you can just...
¡Más arriba!
Raise your hands, you're seeing the light. You were great. You were great. Don't you feel different now? Singing, raising your hands, it helps you to do some physical exercise, and that will produce a lot of endorphins, and everything is positive right after that. Now we feel totally different, don't we? Don't we feel totally different? Victor, I'm going to be praying so that we're not kicked out of the academy because of your mentioning to the bribing with ham and envelopes with money. So I'm going to pray so we are not kicked out of here. That doesn't work. It's already forbidden because they knew. That's why we're doing this type of things, because envelopes with money and Iberian ham, forget about it. That was the old system, because this was used by many people, filling the people who cast their votes with this, and now the people in the academy, they're very strict in terms of controlling the communication between the candidates or nominees with the members of the academy. And poor productions, companies like ours are, this is wonderful because we will never have the funds to bribe people with money or with ham. Because if we have money for ham, we're eating it ourselves, and even the money. The other day I saw a ham and I took myself a picture with it. That explains everything. And probably the ham ran away from you. Well, things that we don't like. We were anticipating when Victor was talking about these, the issue of speeches. There are festivals that they start talking about, well, they are nominees who, when they got and get the prize or when they present their project to the festival, they start with their speeches of, I want to dedicate this to this or that. And also there's the issue of the politicians. You get the council person of the city council or whatever, the regional minister or whatever, the representative of the ministry who does. And every one of them with their own speech saying how relevant culture is for them and how much they want to support it. Although if you go and ask for a subsidy, they never give it to you. But when going into the stage to say that I'm here to support everything, yes, but then they put a lot of obstacles. It is true that other people, other regions provide a lot of support, and they help in the production of short films and movie features in Spain, although we have to be thankful to the regional government of Madrid for the support that they gave us on the subsidy. But if they go up and give a speech, just say thanks, and that's just about it. Well, they will say thank you to whomever they want, but we like to say thank you without having people bored to death. But you might want to thank the whole team. Thanks to the family, your parents who support you. It's true that my father has always supported me to be a drawer, but you do it in a summarized ways. Now me? No. The world in general. Think about the people who's, if brief, much better. If brief, much better. The briefer, the better. Another thing that we wanted to tell you that it bothers us very much in festivals is that animation is undervalued. It's definitely undervalued. I can give you an anecdote. We've won an award for the best animation short film. We're there waiting to receive our award, and we get the short film, feature film with real images. They get a statue, beautiful. How cool that is. How am I going to carry that to Madrid? Award to the short animation film, and we got there and we got a diploma in paper. Of course, there was no issue getting it in our suitcase. We could return it to Madrid. We had no issues, but it is true that, but that was, the other one was too big. Yeah, but it bothers me because in the festival the underlying message is that they are undervaluing animation, and it's not funny. It's not a funny anecdote. It's sad that festivals themselves support this idea of animation short films being a minor genre. In fact, in awards, they give more money to live action short films than they do to animation short film. We are saying this so that you are not upset if that happens to you. And we know how long does it take us to shoot a short animation film. How long has it taken us? 2 years. 2 years since we started with the pre-production, design, the animatics, until we finish it. 2 years. And maybe you receive an award of 300 euros. And the live action short film shot in a week in Algeciras with 2 kids and an old lady, they get 4,000 bucks. So don't you see that the effort is totally different? 300 euros for the live animation, the live action film, whereas animation should be receiving more money. But animation is considered to be a minor genre, minor thing, and it's being treated very, very bad. It's an error. It is not a genre. In many festivals, we are in the area of short films for children, and it's not for children. Animation is not definitely a children genre. It's a technique to explain a story, and that's what we're fighting for, what we're claiming for. We want equality, being considered at the same level and the same level of acceptance, so we can compete against live action short films. These are the ones that we like to win. There have been some festivals in which we've been the best national short film. No, art direction. We won art direction, exceeding the results of live action. Also, public awards. I'm repeating what he's saying so that we cover all the time that it was granted to us. Another aspect that we dislike, actually, when there are many festivals, some of them are very badly organized. They are pretty chaotic. I'm sure that you have one in mind. I'm not going to say the place where it took place, but I'm going to say that it was outside of the Spine. What does it matter? You don't have to say the place. You don't say the sinner. What we say is that we were there 4 days and we were not capable of showing and displaying our short film. It was a movie and wine festival, but it was more a wine, and then there was a little bit of cinema. The organizer was not in his right mind any of the days. Him, the director of the festival, the deputy director, all the volunteers, they were all drunk all day long, and they sent us from one place to another. Where are you going to show the short film? Tomorrow. I think it is tomorrow. So it was, we visited the roof many different times. While being on the call, we were not able to see the short film. I went to strangle him. He hold me back, and they kept on saying tomorrow at 5, tomorrow at 5. And the very last day I say, I'm not going to go there because I'm going to kill him. We kept on being sent from one place to another. You send that other one. He is the one who knows it. The one who was supposed to know it was throwing up all the wine that he had drunk. So it was pretty chaotic. Extremely fun, but extremely chaotic as well. And there are other festivals with very, very limited resources. There was one that we won, and we were informed about us winning once the festival was finished. Of course, animation received a diploma nor a statue nor anything like that, and we were not even receiving the paper format diploma. They sent it to us by email, and they said you can print it yourself. This way we're saving a little bit of money, and you can do it on your own size. And so we were thankful anyhow. We don't mind getting an award or these type of things. What we want is for the audience to enjoy our short films. Awards are useful so we can also participate in the Goya awards, and also when presenting a project to whomever you're pitching it, they will consider it better if you come with an award under your arm. But if you're going to organize awards, do it in an honest way and do it in a better way. We've shown you some negative examples, but we can go now into the positive ones, and we're going to talk about the things that we like about festivals. First of all, eating, drinking, partying, laughing. You get to know a lot of people. You get to know a lot of people who work on the same thing, a lot of networking. But it's not a good idea to start editing there. That was my case. And it was not the best moment to start a diet. Diet in film festival while participating in film festival is not a good idea. You start coinciding in different festivals with the same people over and over again, and you get to do friends. So wonderful networking, not only for sharing ideas, becoming friends, making you feel more excited about it, and with new projects in your mind and so on and so forth, but that people that you know, especially in the world of animation, in which we are a very small family, because no one knows how much you suffer to do an animation project, whether it is long or short, and you get to know people. Listen, I'm good at doing this, and they show you a sample and you realize how good they are. So you get to know a lot of people, and we all share our knowledge, which in other jobs, in other positions, they don't share anything. They want to brag about them being the only ones who are capable of doing that, whereas in animation, people share all their knowledge to help others to bring forward their projects, and they're fighting to bring forward their projects. I already knew about this because I had a past in animation with Mortadelo Filemón and Gallina Turuleca, but Carlos came from a different type of world, the banking world, and he's become the new one, and he's surprised about the good feeling that we have between us people in animation. And also in live action short films, their environment is spectacular. Not as much. No, the atmosphere is fantastic, and the audience, it is wonderful coming to places like this. I insist, when you visit or when you go to a small festival and you are in closer contact with the public, with the audience, and the feedback that you receive is amazing. They give you wonderful feedbacks. They congratulate you. In our case, we talk about something that it is very, very updated, actually. Very fashionable now, although we've taken it back to prehistory to be able to explain it in a more thorough way, and it reaches your heart. It's a short film in which you're seeing a story, and it comes to a turning point in which everything changes, and you realize that we're talking about a lot of things, and a lot of people go out of there very moved, and I cannot explain about the performance, but the other day, a very old lady came to me and said, I loved it. I love it. I didn't understand it very well when I saw it, but then it was explained to me and I realized how wonderful it was. And then there was another one who joined me at the festival and said, oh, I speak troglodyte. And I was like, oh, wonderful. People give you feedback that you never thought of, and all of a sudden they have a different reading of the short film, different than yours, but it is equally valid. And there is one reading that we love it, and it was told by this lady and other people who's come to us, which is the live. I cannot explain it. I thought that we were going to be able to display it and to show the short film, and I invite you to share this with the team. Sometimes we love it and we can go to the festivals to present the short film and to receive awards or to whatever, but sometimes we cannot go, but we send someone from the team because everyone needs to enjoy it exact same way. An animation short film cannot be done without the presence and the participation of a lot of people, so they need to have their own rune, and we love it. When I presented to you these pictures of us wearing the mask and with festivals, there was a lot of people. It was not only him and I. They want the director and the producers to pitch themselves and to speak about it, but we are just the captains of a crew, and without a crew things do not work, and so we have to share. Of course, you can do a short film and you can thank those who have collaborated with you, that probably they have done it for free because otherwise it's very complicated, or only with a very small salary. But instead of I don't know, patting them in the back and saying that, they say, do you like to go to Toledo and receive an award there, and then we can have a dinner? And they appreciate these type of things because you're sharing as much as you have with them, and that's really good. So take into consideration all the ones that are part of the team. Now we're going to show you a small video when we get an award, so you can see the stupid things that can be done while being awarded. Do not copy us. I don't think they can speak troglodyte. If you don't speak troglodyte, I can continue on in Spanish. Well, he's taking all of the time, so I'm just going to say thank you, everyone, for everything. Prehistory is the future.
Juan, de Víctor Monigote, pero no ha podido venir. El bueno de Víctor, pero en representación suya ha venido Josu Vadillo. Un fuerte aplauso, Josu, ¿dónde estás?
Trabajan ese corto. Trabajan ese corto. ¿Por qué? Porque la prehistoria es el futuro.
See that short film over there? I work in that short film. See the poster, the banner? I'm working in that short film.
Como veis,
As you can see, we're very, very, very lucky because the involvement of our team is the maximum level of involvement. They wear the mask and they play dumb as we do, so this is wonderful. And to talk a little bit about awards, and just to tell you some things, first you have to take into consideration that you don't win an award. This is not an athletics world championship. This is culture, this is art, and the subjective evaluation of the jury is very important, so don't be overwhelmed. This is an award that is granted to you based on their criteria that might be your criteria as well. That summary is, please have zero expectations. Be happy with what you've done, and if people like it and they value, so much better. But the fact that you're not winning an award should not be made you frustrated. It's not a matter of covering 100 meters in less time. No, on the contrary, it's a very long run. And things related with the juries is that you have to think that your short film is going to be assessed by a member of the jury that maybe woke up in a very bad mood, that maybe the previous evening didn't get at home what they were expecting, or maybe he's already in a bad mood, he didn't like monkeys and they do not value. Some people say that our short film came with a lot of blood. One member of the jury came very angry at us, saying, "I'm sorry, I apologize, you should have won, I voted you, but I think it's incredible," because there was a lady in the jury who said, the moment the short film started and you hit that, they said, "This is a lot of blood, this is a lot of blood. No, this one is not going to win." There were 4 people in the jury. The lady, the other one who said not either, because there was a lot of blood, it was the husband of the lady, so we only had 2 votes left. It was impossible for us to win. But the message behind all of this is a subjective perspective, but you're explaining this as a criticism. Well, it is great for that jury to have that level of criteria. They thought that it was too bloody, too gory, and it is a subjective assessment, it's a subjective evaluation of it, so no problem. On the contrary, sometimes we've won an award because of a subjective thing, and others were harmed by our winning. So don't be obsessed about that. This type of subjectivity when doing that evaluation is beneficial to us, and that's what we're doing with the marketing and taking care of all of these details, because all of this helps things help. The short film doesn't finish when you're done. You have to do all of these type of things. You have to entice the public, the audience, the juries, and in some festivals, so you see how it works. 3 animators came to us and says, "Oh, we're working in that, and yours was wonderful." And he said, "Your short film is the best short film I've seen tonight in this festival. It's the one that I've enjoyed the most." And we were like, "Oh, how cool." The other 2 were, "Oh, great." So we have 3 votes from the public. No, because we voted by a friend of ours who came from Valencia, and he was the one who gave us the invitations. But didn't you say that you was the one you liked the most? If it's the one you like the most, you should have voted me. Yeah, but it is our colleague, and our colleague is our colleague. So there's no objective criteria. Everything is subjective, and you get lucky. So don't expect very much from festivals. Don't go with preconceived ideas. We're going to win. This is unfair. Yeah, this is unfair. That's the thing. You can get lucky, but that's just about it. This is what we said at the very beginning. You have to buy a lot of lottery tickets if you want to win, and you do as much as you can, and if you do things correctly, you'll get a small percentage of awards. But don't be overwhelmed. Don't be overwhelmed. And I think that we've taken all of the time. So in order to wrap up, it's just so that they can ask questions. What will they be asking? Do you really have anything to ask? Let's speak at double speed. I just wanted to finish by saying it's very important to go to the festivals, and it is very important to be seen there, to participate, so they notice that you're interested. And that's my very last recommendations. Go to all festivals that you go. Also, public bothers you more if the director gets in contact and pitches the short film, and I'm going to show you this one very last video. It's less than 1 minute long, and this is an award that we got in Italy, and we try to answer in Italy. You either have money or you have imagination. We have neither, and we try to do our best. And as you've seen the English of the producer, now you're going to enjoy the Italian of the director.
Macan, Basilicata.
Siamo molto dispiaciuti di non poter essere con voi il ritirare premio in quella meravigliosa città che è la Basilicata.
Come? Macan.
Ma siamo molto felici che tu ti sia innamorato della nostra sorprendente Juan tanto quanto noi.
Macan. Udala.
Ci auguriamo che con questo cortometraggio e il suo finale inaspettato rendiamo visibile un problema molto presente nella società odierna. Grazie mille a tutti per tutto quello che avete fatto.
La preistoria y el futuro.
Bueno.
So now we have time for questions. We're ready to answer, so I need to ask this. When doing the short film, how were you able to get this shading effect, this comical way of doing the short film? As I said before, I come from the animation world. I have worked as a freelance in animation as director, art director, but we have set up this production company to look for my style. Well, I'm bad with numbers. He does good with numbers, but I'm good with the style, and I was looking for the drawing style that I grew up with and that I liked. It's 1980s comic style, Moebius and so on. So we wanted to do that, and for that we have our technical directors, who's a lifesaver. Please stand up to receive an applause. Jorge Villa, he's an expert in Blender, and he started as an animator, and now he's a Blender professor in a school. But answering your question in a more specific one, we've done it with Blender and this pencil. The mixture of Blender plus this pencil suffering and with a million of problems, because when we started some years ago, the grease pencil in Blender were not as advanced as to achieve the things that I was looking for. And that's when I'm thankful to Jorge, because I kept on saying, couldn't we have this type of volumetrics? Couldn't we have these stripes moving at the same thing? What about the hair? There's no hair. No hair. Couldn't we that? Yeah, just hair. There's hair. Give you a kiss. So these type of things we were implementing as we were progressing with the short film. We had the 2D look, the shading and so on had the 2D look because we wanted to have the freedom of draw whatever it is that we wanted in 2D. We wanted to have visual freedom, freedom of speech, and I didn't care about the technique just as long as we wanted to tell the story. Next question up there. Hello, I wanted to know if you've had in any festival any issues with you wearing the masks. Were you ever told something about the wearing of the mask? Never. On the contrary, it was highly appreciated. Think that festivals are pretty boring. With politicians making speeches, people with their own thankful speeches that are pretty boring. So having two idiots going up with masks and so on and so forth makes things funnier. So people, when you go down, are very funny. That is very nice, very nice. nice. It's so funny. What happened to us is that we have to go back to the photo call because they want to pre-record us or record us again, so they make us stay longer at the photo call because they want to record us more with the mask and so on. And what happened to me once is that I was interviewing a TV and they didn't wanted us to use the masks. So I took it off and that was it. I never told you. I never told you. It is now the moment to say it? Is it really? That it happened to you? And you were not interviewed? Yes, I was interviewed, but without the mask. You don't want the mask. Next time, you cannot accept them asking you to take off the mask. Hello. Apologies, but I have two questions. First one of them, how you came up with this troglodyte language? Is it based on something or are words used at random? No, they have a meaning actually. In fact, this short film comes because we want to do a long film based on prehistory, so apart from seeing the visual style, we have to do an animation test. So we want to see different visual styles, and since it was 3 minutes, let's go into the short film and we start moving it around. And that's why we have so many visual styles in them, because it's been testing and rehearsing and research, and this research we've used it to look for a language that we can use in the long film. We have a language like Elfic, but it's at the same time a language and at the same time it's improvising. We were speaking troglodyte before, we were improvising, but in the short film it does have a meaning. It's part of a language, and I'd recommend you to take a look at the short film 2 times, because the first one will give you an idea of the short film and the second one it will be totally different, and you will be able to see that the troglodyte that we speak there, the language that we speak there, has a reason why. And the second question had to do with knowing if you had any kind of debate, if you had any discussions between people part of the team, if there was a clash of ideas. You mean between us, the team? Yeah, the team in general, the team behind this. Well, those reporting to me, under me, were not expressing any disagreements because I was the director and I was in control. But it's true that I would be extremely dumb or silly if I didn't took into consideration the ideas and the talent of the people that surround me. Of course, I wanted to give my idea and I knew what I wanted to do, but I've heard musicians, animators, I've heard the ones in charge of the light, my partners, my other partner. I'm not a Taliban of ideas, I'm not a Nazi, so I'm allowed to receive influences and ideas and feedback.
Yes.
Well, actually, with regards to the story, we did write it together. And we've known each other for a very long time, many years, and we have very similar ideas. Sometimes they're opposed and we disagree and we reach a common point, and that's how we built the story. Well, yes, please finish. No, but you have to think that if you're creating a short and you have a partner with whom you have to talk creativity or whatever you have to talk about, obviously you will have problems and you will have disagreements. Obviously we disagreed, but the thing is how you disagree, how you solve problems, because problems are always there. You have to solve them. The good thing about problems is knowing how to solve them, and because you will never have a situation without problems. I would marry him, I would get breasts and marry him, but well, you actually have the breasts. I don't need to put them on, do I? So there will be disagreements, always disagreements, but these are not... Well, actually, disagreeing is not bad if it is a proactive disagreement where you start noting things down, because what you see at the end of the short, I mean, there have been so many iterations, it has changed so much. The original script does not even really look like this. It has changed a lot because you create and you create and you create and you discuss different things and you think, I've thought about this, I don't like it, but I have thought about this thing. And then we think about a third version that we both like, and then we have other people bringing things about, and the rest of the team have obviously added very valuable things to the story. So all of us together, we have created everything. If there is a good vibe and everyone is rowing in the same direction, then we always improve the things that we're working on. So that is what Victor was saying at the beginning. We have set this up just to have fun and to enjoy our time together and be happy and to make people happy. So yes, actually the answer is yes. Obviously we disagree, but we do it elegantly, as you would do in politics in the old times, to solve problems, because when you disagree is because what you think is better than what the other thinks. It's a better solution. So you do it with respect, with elegance, with love and with good vibe. And it's good to disagree, actually. It's actually good to disagree. Well, we don't have time for anything else. I'm really, really sorry. A big round of applause for Carlos and Victor. No, a big round of applause for them. Just stand up and give yourselves a big round of applause because you have collaborated. Yes, yes.
Udala, Tanakana, Akoa Makang, Mohakana, Akoa Udala, Matana Moha, Akana Wan.
Bravo.
Matana Moha.
Espero.
Bravo, bravo. I hope that this prayer will be useful for the Goya Awards. Loads of luck for the Goya, and the girls will never forget your troglodyte introduction. The interpreters will not forget it, and the cleaning team at the Academia has really been scared by your masks, so they will not forget it. Yes, we always have to wear our masks, and we were at the end of a corridor, and they were actually very scared when they saw us. But well, spooky season.
Bueno, muchas gracias por venir.
Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you all. Thank you both as well.